Hi everyone, and welcome to my Monday Tarot and Oracle card unwrapping. My name is Tirza Schaefer and I'm an author of steamy romance, adult romance, and also spiritual goddess coach. I've got lots of different card decks and I thought it would be a great idea to just introduce you to them one by one. So I started this weekly thing where I unwrap one of my card decks. So today is the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle cards, which I'm also going I already did. I used them for this week's bookish oracle reading, which is on my blog. You can find it on my blog. It's in writing with pictures, and I post it every weekend, and it always goes, for the week ahead, which means this week that's the one that I used. And you can find it on tirzaschaefer.com/blog. All that information will be in the info box. Also about the card deck, it's made by PC Cast and Colette Baron-Reid. The actual young adult fantasy series, The House of Night, which includes is about vampires. The main characters is a girl called Zoe. She gets marked and turns into a vampire. In that series, it's not about like you have to feed on blood and die and things like that. To be turned into a vampire, but it's like a gradual process. And it's the goddess Nyx from the Greek mythology, goddess of the night, who is the central deity figure. It's a very matriarchal society they have, and it's just totally beautiful. There are so many parts to that as well. And you also have you also have lots of Greek mythology, lots of drama going on, lots of character growth. I mean, it's just incredible. And there are also some extra bonus books to go with that as well for the characters, the goddesses, and so on. So there's a lot of Greek mythology in that one. Also the ancient, the more ancient magic that they use. And it's just incredible. So if you're interested to read that, I'm not usually a YA fantasy reader, but I've got a few choice ones which I love, and The House of Night is absolutely one of them. Also, there's another author, Catherine Russell. She is absolutely bloody brilliant. She writes high fantasy. It's with some dark elements and some romance in there as well. So it's probably more for adults, but it's not over the top kind of thing. So it's mainly the focus is on the fantasy story, and they're just absolutely brilliant. I love them. I'm addicted to her books. So there's another one. But anyway, there you can see that's the back of the guidebook. It's also made, because it's a young adult, this deck is actually made for, I would say, teenagers. It's very simple. There are 50 cards in that. They're very simple. If you can have a look, you can have a look here. The Oracle of Nyx, the story of, so that's kind of an introduction to the deck, telling you about it, the purpose of the cards, how to use them, how to ask a question, examples and sample readings. So it's really made for people who are not yet familiar with working with oracle cards, who don't have much or no background in spiritual work as such. And as you can see, the explanations are quite short, but you can use your intuition, and they're really, really wonderful and straight to the point. So I love them. And and as I said, they, my daughter actually chose them to use for this week's oracle reading. I asked her to, and she also chose the crystals that I put with the 3 cards that I usually use in that spread. And one of them was this amethyst here. So very beautiful. So that goes through. You've got like, 50 cards of those with explanations, short ones, and this is always like the goddess Nyx speaking to you, it's like, my child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. And it's like she's speaking to you, the goddess herself, your inner voice, your intuition. So very, very beautiful. Very, it's like dark in color because the deck as well, it is colorful, but not bright colors because, vampires love the dark. But at the same time, on a very nice, have a look at this here. Don't know if you can see that, but it looks a bit golden. This one was actually silver here on the side, silver cut. Which goes in line, of course, with the moon. Let me put that away. This is the back. For those of you who don't know, the sickle moves like this. This is a sign of a goddess as well. This Celtic knot is like infinity as well. So I put them in order because, they are numbered. So I'm going to show you in order. The fledgling, that's how it starts. Would be a bit like the Fool in the Tarot, I guess. 2, the warrior. And let me tell you, the warriors are there to serve the priestesses. So they actually have a very matriarchally structured society, very female oriented. And, the highest goddess, Nyx, she is female as well. So it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But everybody has their place and nobody is like less than, right? So everyone has a place, a purpose, and is important in their own right. It's not like somebody is less worthy than anyone else, like you find in patriarchy very often. So the high priestess of earth, the high priestess of water. And you do have these characters also, they're all based on characters in the book series here, the House of Night series. High priestess of fire. That's a bit, let me see. Maybe we do it a bit like this. Yeah, I think that's better. You can see better, isn't it? The high priestess of air. High priestess of spirit. Vision. Aphrodite. Aphrodite is a character in that as well. So she's like, she starts out as being the bitch, and she's kind of bitchy even when she turns good, but I guess every story needs one, like the high school bitch kind of thing. So yeah. Chaos. Love. Complicated. Conclusion. And let me show that to you. Here it says chapter 1 and here the end. So it's really like a circle. You started something, you ended it, and that's it. Now that's the conclusion of it. So you can see the pictures are very much portraying the meaning of it. Summon. Denial. Yeah, reaching out to the grapes, that's probably meant then as like, you drink wine, you numb yourself and you pretend it's not there, but of course it is. Very human thing to do, isn't it? Fragment. Invisible. As you can see here, that's a mirror lying there, and she doesn't have a reflection, so you know, being invisible. Focus. Bow and arrow is something that is, you know, prominent in the story as well amongst the warriors. And of course, you know, focus, because they work with magic, so you have to have focus, you have to train that. Forbidden. Closed door. Look at those beautiful details. You've got the guardians here to ward off anyone who is not supposed to walk past there. Look kind of scary. Here we have the wishing well. There's a beautiful song by Chancellor and Darby called The Wishing Well. You know, have a look at it. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, wherever. And it's beautiful. Fulfillment. That looks like abundance. Grove. Little cat here. We've got one of those as well. Cats are very important in the story also. You know, they play a major part. Letting go. So I thought in ancient Greek, the word for butterfly is the same as the word for soul. So if you have a look at letting go, means the soul is flying free and not weighed down anymore, right? And as you know, they're very much using Greek mythology. There's a bit of going to, like, they go to Scotland as well at some stage, and there's like a vampire goddess on one of the islands there. So that kind of ancient magic comes in with it as well, in that part. Listening, Kramisha. She is amazing in that book series, because she is channeling poetry, and a poetry are kind of riddles or quizzes that you have to solve in order to know what's going on. And if you can't, you know, then shit hits the fan, to put it bluntly. So, you know, everybody's always trying very hard to be able to work that out. So here we've got lust. Very sexy. But, you know, there's some sex in the series, but it's like, it's for teenagers, so you can, it's very tastefully done. It's not explicit or anything. So you can totally let, like, you know, any kind of teenager read at any age, you know. For the series itself, I would say probably, you know, like 12 upwards, depending on, you know, how good your children are with reading and that. But, you know, that's because the story is very complex and there's a lot to take in. So it's probably better for older teenagers for that reason. But you don't have to worry about the sex part. Meditation, something you should do every day anyway. So, yeah. Honesty. Yeah, love, honesty, and loyalty, my main 3 principles that I live by. You know, try my best to always live by. Hope. And if you look at that, it's like walking, I don't know if you've done that, but walking through a forest at night is just so amazing. Don't be afraid, honestly. It's amazing, especially when you don't use a torch or anything. Just you know, no light, just walk on the path or just stand there, be very still and listen to the sounds in the night. And you know, when you look through the crowns of the trees, you can see the sky, the stars, the moon when it's out. It's amazing. It really is. It's a wonderful way of getting to, you know, getting in tune with nature again as well, to do that at nighttime, not just daytime. So next one here, reminder, don't forget, nearly looks like a tombstone, doesn't it? An ancient one. Movement, horse, of course, you know, they can gallop very fast. At the same time, horse as a power animal is, or the Gaulish goddess, she's a horse goddess, Epona. So they are, you know, they also stand for freedom, movement, abundance, because they used to, you know, transport things either on their backs, carrying it, or drawing wagons and that. So, you know, bringing things from A to B, like when the Romans, you know, were on a field trip and with their armies, they needed supplies. So, you know, horses were very much valued. And they're also messengers to the underworld. But, you know, you can read that up on my website as well. Have a look where the divine library is on my website, tirzaschaefer.com/divine library, all in one. Then, you know, there are power animals, gods, goddesses, tarot cards, you know. It's an ongoing project, so I'll keep writing more on that one. So anyway, here we've got rigid. There's a wall. There's a little hole in the wall so you can see through, but mainly it's very rigid. And if you were to run head first against it, that would hurt, wouldn't it? So yeah. Risk. Yeah. You can fall or you can fly. What are you going to do? You have to take a risk once in a while, a calculated one. Self-worth. Very big with teenagers, that subject, isn't it? I mean, with, you know, older people as well, especially women. But self-worth is a big subject. Finding your own identity, accepting yourself as you are, loving yourself as you are, and knowing that you are valuable. And you don't have to earn your worth. It's just your existence is proof of your purpose. You wouldn't be here if you weren't needed. So you have a worth just by existing. Loyalty, Stevie Ray. So Stevie Ray is one of the characters in that book as well. She's a very interesting character. I'm not going to go deeper into that now, but look out for her if you choose to read that series. Trapped, Rephaim. He is cursed. Trapped in that curse. Here we've got strength. Usually that would have been, in most cases, strength is portrayed as a lion in tarot as well. But in this case, we've got this really strong, sturdy tree, and you can see there's an owl in here, you know. Strength gives life. It can protect, it can nurture. You know, differences, black and white, different fruits here as well. Black and white cats. Cats play a major role in that series as well. They're familiars to the vampires, very psychic. Cycles, yes, all the phases of the moon. Deceit, Neferet, she's the high priestess. Success. I love that because, you know, you have to actually really acknowledge your success, your achievements, even if they're small, you know. So that is why it's so nice to have a scroll here where it says congratulations. It's like, you know, we don't brush that under the carpet. We actually celebrate that, you know, and give it attention. So beauty, the rose, it's always been a symbol for beauty, also for Mother Mary. There's a very nice part in there in the books where they're talking to nuns and about, you know, about their differences in religion and whatever, and Nix and Mother Mary and so on. I'm not going to tell you the contents of that, but it's beautiful. And, you know, that series is beautiful on so many levels. It's just incredible. Belonging, House of Night. That's the boarding school where they all live, you know. Confidence, Sciach. That's the Scottish queen from the island. She's very confident, definitely. Understanding. Playful. Just been playing with my cat, actually. She's grown up, but she's still very playful. Message, Raven. You can find Raven on my website as well. You know, symbol of night, of dusk, of magic, messages, you know. Choices, Kelowna. So you've got a white and a black wing. You see, it's like an angel, a fallen angel. You always have a choice which one you're going to take. It's like the Lovers in the Tarot that, you know, gives you the choice as well. Or in Matrix, do you take the blue or the red pill? Individuality, Zoe. That's the main character of the story, and she's an amazing character. You know, she has her problems, she has her challenges, she errs as well. So, you know, makes the wrong choices like you do when you're a teenager. But she grows with it. And, you know, and she's got friends around her who support her in that, which is really great. So there's a great character arc in the development for her as well. Well, for all of them. But it doesn't get boring with her, you know. She's not always the same. So, obedience, oath. So, you know, in the old days, like Greeks, Romans, they would, you know, place their fist over their hearts as greetings, as well as, you know, making an oath. So they would pledge themselves to a cause, and, you know, and that was binding. The moon and the little black cat, and if you have a look, it's got a little crescent moon symbol on top there as well. So there we go, that was it. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you feel called, or, you know, if you've got a teenager in your family, of your acquaintance or something who, you know, it might be interested in something, you know, you can buy that and see if that person then takes to it. But it's a very beautiful deck, and it's very easy to handle and, you know, get to know and work with. So it's very good for beginners and younger people. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week. Bye.